Hey everybody, I don't know whether to say good evening or good early morning as it is like 3:23 a.m. and I went to bed earlier. I slept for about 2 hours and I had horrifying terrible nightmares and I woke up from that and I just laid in bed and tried to piece it all together. I don't know if y'all ever do that. Once you have a nightmare, just you wake up and you lay there and you just think about it and try to piece it all together. That's what I did. And then I decided I was going to make a live stream about it because I was not able to go back to sleep. Got up, went to the bathroom, um, came in my computer slash YouTube slash makeup room, and so I thought I would tell y'all about this horrible nightmare. Um, and the only reason that I think the only thing that I can remotely put to why I had such a horrible nightmare is, well, it's the middle of the month and we're just about out of money, and I'm worried about um, having enough money for food and stuff. Don't worry, I've got it. My mind worries about things like that. um, Physically, for real, I'm okay, but in my nightmares, no, that was a horrible nightmare. Now, y'all know that I am disabled because of a stroke in my real life, for real. However, in my dream, I was not disabled, I was fully abled. Excuse me. However, I was homeless and I was hungry, and I was living in my childhood hometown. And that right there is a scary place. Angola, New York. Anybody ever heard of it? I YouTubed Angola, New York a couple years ago to see if any of my old high school friends had any YouTube pages or channels. I didn't find anybody. However, what I found was quite terrifying. I think the whole town is haunted. And when I looked it up, where I Google Maps where these events happened, I lived very, very close, nearby. As a matter of fact, I walked past one of the roads, one of the streets, every day, back and forth to school, um, where horrible things happened. And I did spend a lot of my time. Of course, I was a child. I was a kid with my mother who was homeless, walking the streets of Angola for years and years. And I've got to say that I was homeless with her sometimes. Um, it's just horrifying. And like a lot of our friends lived over there by the railroad tracks of Angola, New York. And I guess in the 1800s or something horrible happened there. There was a train derailment. A lot of people were killed. Um, and I believe that the town of Angola, New York, is haunted. And then there's another incident that happened. Uh, and it just, to this day, it freaks me out because I lived so close. to where these things happened. And, I think about it and it's like, I cannot believe that my mother moved us to a horrible place like that. Mhm. Very, very scary. In my dream, I was not disabled. I was able to walk, um, and I was homeless and I was hungry. And I was looking for a place to live and looking for food. And um, uh, what? Yeah, I was like at these really rundown apartment complexes where they had like 4 or 5 apartments in one house, and all these drunks and druggies that were friends with my mother 30, 40 years ago. I was begging all of these people to let me stay with them, and I was begging for food, and I actually got one of the people let me in to visit, and they were cooking a grilled cheese and turkey bread sandwich, and they were cooking home fried potatoes, two of my very favorite things, and I ended up stealing like some potatoes off of her plate. I can't believe she didn't even offer me any food. I told her I was so hungry. She didn't offer me any food. Nobody helped me. Nobody offered me a place to live. And this is what I lived with when I was a child. You know, I know that we all have childhood things that happen to us. Some things we get over, some things we don't. To this day, I am very food insecure. Uh, I feel food insecure. If I don't have 2 freezers and refrigerators full of food, then I feel like I don't have anything to eat. And I freak out. I'm not worried about having a roof over my head because we pay our bills. Um, we have a mortgage and that gets paid every month. And all of our other bills get paid every month. But once in a while we forget the satellite, like I did. And we had to pay that the other day. But no big deal. That you can live without. But anyway, I just wanted to come on and I guess talk about this, get it off my chest, and see if I can't work past it enough that I can go back to bed and not have more nightmares like this. I mean, this is not the first time I've had this nightmare. This is a reoccurring one. So, yep. I mean, in my adult life, I've been homeless once. Um, that was not my fault. Just a whole bunch of things that happened at one time. I lost my job. I lost my place to live. I lost my income. I lost everything in one morning. It was no fun. We walked the streets of Atlanta for over a week with nothing. And from that moment on, I've made sure I have never put myself in that position that I would be homeless or hungry. I just don't know why I had that dream, that nightmare. I guess maybe because it's in the middle of the month and we're about out of money and my freezers are about empty. And I'm just earlier, I kind of had a silent temper tantrum about the fact that I didn't have any good food to eat because I ate it all. Yeah. Um, and I did eat one of those mom's meals, which was really good. And then I had a yogurt. Um, and then I went to bed. Maybe because I went to bed in a full stomach. I've always heard that you should not go right to bed right after you eat, and I did. So I'm thinking maybe that is part of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just worried about things. But all these friends that I was dreaming about, I think most of them are gone now. They're all dead. I think they were my mother's friends, and my mother was a drunk and a druggie, and she had exposed me to all that when I was a child and a young adult. No, not for me. Leave me some comments. Leave me a good like, a good thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Um, I know this is not normally the kind of stuff that I do on here, but this is. I'm glad I have this platform that I can do this and just get this out, get this off of my chest. And I want to thank you all for watching and for listening. Please leave me a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment. Tell me if you ever had situations similar to this. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go get a juice and I'm going to try to go back to sleep or maybe even watch some TV. I mean, that nightmare just wants to make me cry. I can't believe that I'd be dreaming about that shit. What scary, horrible things. Mm. Well, I'm going to get out of here and y'all have a good rest of your night. I hope you all have a peaceful night's sleep. I love you all to pieces. Thank you so much. Bye bye.